Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Adventures in Silvernell, the homebrewed fantasy world for our online game of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I'm your Game Master Scott, here to play with four of my friends. Andrew Krug.
Hey.
Erica Webb.
Hi.
Tanner Messer.
Hello.
And Michael Jackson.
Oh, hey, friends.
Alright, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, friends.
If you're watching us on Twitch tonight, you can use your channel points. We call them Rooter points. The more you watch and the more you comment, you build up these points that you can spend at the bottom of this little option board to make things happen in the game. We'll read them off and be like, oh, there's a random problem. So do that because it's really fun, and it's kind of like the best part of watching on Twitch. But if you're watching us on YouTube, hit subscribe. All right, let's get into it. You guys ready for this? Last time on episode 33, the Princesses Amira came face to face with Vafiel. You learned by getting into his car and driving across the Scar of Cthulhu that he had left the Order of the Tides to come help you all. A, stop the bloating plague, and B, get ahead of your mother, Seer and Mizu and Celia, because it turns out she has done a lot of things to stay in power at the Order of the Tides, such as murder the top of the Order of the Tides through poison, and trade her daughter, Seer Goth, to the Order of the Tides to keep Thrine on the hook of the Order. She got Vafiel got her pregnant, and then they all pretended it was an Azirian baby, and there was a lot of explosive, it was awesome drama between everybody in the car. Even Seer Goth went at Mizu back at their throats. That was fun. But we also learned that Celia is the baby of Vafiel. So Vafiel's the father, and Bak Wajir is her uncle. And Vafiel was stolen by Olivine when he was a baby, which makes Celia the stolen granddaughter kind of Olivine. We got into Wimding City, met the Boggins, returned their car, and we all met up for lunch, where we talked about what we were going to do next, kind of how the political, economical systems work on land, and then there was a discussion about the morality of Olivine themselves, including if he even was dead. Right now, it seems the residents of Wimding City kind of adore Olivine because he's done much better here than he has in Eudothia and the rest of the ocean. And as things were getting heated in that conversation, once again, we heard screams coming from outside. So in that moment, everyone just kind of freezes. Immediately, Julius rushes out of his chair. Vafiel rushes out of his chair. The boy runs out of his chair, but Cassia stays behind. Elena kind of holds the other daughter. What are you guys doing?
I run to catch up to the little boy. I'm kind of like, I'm getting Henry vibes from him, so I'm like attached to him, and I'm like, oh no. And so I run up
Mizu is also
kind of
definitely going to be nosy and kind of run with Seer at the same time to head after to see what the scream was.
Yeah, I'll pop over to a window or something. There are windows, right?
Yes, there are like long paned windows on the front. As you all rush over to the windows, the boy is the first one to open the door. You guys are over his shoulder. Celia's against a window. You see on the other side of the road there are trees, because there's kind of like a big, it's not a park, but there's a big religious monolith of a temple that kind of looks very Aztecian and kind of goes up on four sides, and there's a big entranceway, and on each side of the entranceway is trees on the other side and big statues of a dragonborn. Mira immediately recognizes it's Olivine. One of the branches of the tree looks like it has fallen on the statue and broken one of the arms off, and it almost hit a woman. And she is on the ground as some people have rushed over to help her. They all look human, except there's like two gnomes in there trying to help as well.
Can I look around and see what is causing this disturbance? Is it an ongoing thing? Does it seem like an earthquake happened and we missed it, or is it like, is something like attacking and things are actively falling over? Just trying to process like what's going on outside.
With your extremely high passive insight and passive perception, that
Thank you.
branch that's on the ground looks dead, like it was probably part of the tree that was already dead and just kind of broke off, happened to hit a part of the statue while this woman was walking by. Julius kind of gives a sigh of relief and looks over, and just points, or just kind of indicates, just kind of shrugs as you all meet eyes, and you see the woman is getting up, and she's more concerned with putting that arm back onto the statue, and everyone's telling her it's going to be okay and trying to help her.
They're actively trying to help her put the arm back on, or just help her?
They're helping her, and she's like worried about how we're going to put the arm back on. And you hear Julius say, "There's a reverence for Olivine here. All I'm saying is that it'd be best if we can provide evidence or proof."
That is definitely one way to go about it. And if we can figure out some other ways to do that, if we can't find proof outside of what we already know, then perhaps, it's not worth dealing with. Or perhaps, we'll have to get creative.
I mean, proof of what? That Olivine was a horrible, terrible person? Because I lived that, so...
No,
That he's dead.
Oh, that he's dead? Yeah.
I'd settle
I
for
can't prove that
abandonment. I mean, at least I don't think he's coming back. So if we can't prove that he's dead, we can at least perhaps sow the seed that he's abandoned Wending, since he won't be returning. If they want to hold on to that, their almighty immortal god is dead, perhaps, or is undying. Perhaps abandonment is the next best thing. Perhaps even better than him.
There's a crypt of Olivine or something in Eudothia, right? Is that anything, or yeah? Was that just for show, or was it? Do you think we could hop back and check in on a potential dead body? I don't know how tombs work.
I mean, it wasn't really his tomb. It was just dedicated, perhaps.
Yeah, Mira, you would know that tomb's been there a long time, and he allegedly died like 20-something days ago.
But
So
I
it's
wouldn't
not like
be
a
led to believe
tomb
that he would
holds
be
his
in
body.
it.
It's just
Correct,
like
okay.
there is a way to get in, but it doesn't hold him. But you
No,
know,
I
you
got
have
that,
heard
yeah.
rumors that it holds specific people.
Well, I mean,
Not him.
this does bring us back to the fact that we need to. I mean, we are gonna go there, but we need to head to the Quins since they allegedly killed Olivine. So
That's accurate.
we should. They'd be the ones that have proof. So perhaps getting proof from them would help with this. But that's the only way. That's the only way I can think of getting tangible evidence outside of just believing us because we're right. But whatever floats your boat.
Does anyone here know the Quins?
About this time, everyone's kind of shut the door and just kind of moved back inside to kind of move the table. It's really a nothing burger going on outside. As everyone's putting stuff away, basically everybody in the room's like, no one really knows much about him. He says maybe that can be, Julius says maybe that's another thing we can put a request for out at the public records. Whatever.
Yeah, I know they don't think highly of them, but I don't think we know much about them at all. They're kind of across the desert, so it'd be a trek to get over there.
Not only across the desert, but way up past the screaming slopes of agony.
Yeah, way over there.
Yeah, they're a little
way
on the
over.
nose.
Does your question box still work? We might be able to get a good answer out of that if we can hear anything.
No, I after my last question, I kind of finished it up, and then I left it on Bakwajir's boat because I kept his eye, so I figured an eye for an eye or an eye for a box. So
Vafiel says, I think I took that off the boat when I was unloading the magical items. In the room, he's going to walk back into the drawing room and go to the table to this big purple bag that's kind of slightly felty with this big twined golden rope around it. And he's going to open it up and reach out. He's going to pull out a big candelabra that obviously looks like it goes past the bottom of that bag, and then reach down and pull out the whispering box. Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought this is one of box. And he's going to put that in the candelabra back and close his bag of holding.
Technically it was after I gave it to him. So it would be yours. So, I mean, I guess it all worked out.
Well,
I mean, Celia, you would need to rest with it. I've had my time with the whispering box. It's whispered enough to me.
Oh, is it broken?
To me, it is.
Oh. So I'd like pop it under a pillow and then it'll whisper me answers?
3 of them.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah. It's pretty simple. Just make sure you know what you want to ask and be real specific, because it's going to be real specific with this answer. And it's going to be a yes or no answer.
Okay.
I mean, you'll know that after you sleep with it. It kind of just like, it whispers to you how it works. It's like how to use them correctly. It's pretty informative.
Does it have bias? Like if I were to ask it if it likes a certain breakfast food, it would answer yes or no.
Well, see, that'd be. I was curious about that because I don't know whose information it would know. So it's like, is it going to be like direct information, or it's like, is there a person in this box and it's giving me its point of view? I was curious about that, so I did keep that in mind, but I don't know an actual answer to that specific question.
Okay.
But you got 3 questions to figure it out. So
Next time we take a nap.
Vafiel tells you, well, I'm going to take these items into the trade district and go see what money I can get. You're more than welcome to attend if you'd like. Julia says, that's fine. I'm going to head my way towards the Enix Castle. Try to put in a request for these public records as soon as I can. Try to get some information for the princesses. And Elena says, oh, well, I'm already pooped, so I think I'm going to stay here with the kids and maybe work in my study a bit and see what I can look at for that book. And looks over at Mizu. They will remind you guys that if you want to go anywhere in the city, you gotta go with someone who's a citizen, or you're gonna run into problems, whatever that is in Winding City. So if you want to go somewhere, you can ask them, but that's kind of their plan for right now. Is everyone okay with this plan? Let's meet back later on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fear nods.
Okay. Julia, Vafiel will take that bag and kind of at yourself. He's going to pull up his hood, and when he does it, you see kind of like his beard kind of sucks back in, kind of magically, and turns brown, and it looks like he's like 30 years younger. Like he looks like he's Julia's age or something.
Oh.
He's going to nod with his hood on and go out the door.
Right?
Julius is going to grab his hat and stuff, and he's going to make his way out. And you see the son. Let me get his name again.
Oh, Aiden?
Yeah, Aiden. Aiden's going to start cleaning up the table.
Mizu's gonna stand up really abruptly and just kind of look at everyone and go, I'm going shopping. And she's gonna, like, tighten her bag against her even more and, like, flip her hair and turn as she, like, struts out the door and slams it behind her.
Perhaps you should catch up to... Ooh, okay. Well...
As soon as you go out the door and slam the door, you see the people have kind of formed, like, 2 on top of each other's shoulders and stuff to put that arm back, and it looks like there's a mage nearby. It looks like he's very tired. He was, like, woken up, and he's, like, helping to mend the stone. And everyone's kind of thanking each other, and the woman is like leaning on someone, and she's smiling and laughing at something, and they're kind of dispersing. And off that way goes Julius. You see him walking, and off that way you see go Vafiel.
Mizu doesn't really care where either of them are headed, and she's just gonna kind of observe her surroundings and see if there might be any indicators of, like, anything that she would be interested in, like shops with clothes or jewelry or bougie stuff, makeup.
Okay, so...
You're muted.
Okay, yeah, I just
there you
had
are.
to
Welcome
click on
back.
it.
I missed you.
If you look at where you are right now in the Artisan District, you see immediately in front of you that big worship building and the trees. And you see the path goes off to your left. But immediately from your left above the buildings, you see a different glow of colors. There's some stuff behind you, but it's very, like, dim in the alleyways behind you with string lights as you look around the corner. But that way is, like, multicolor glowing, and you hear some music.
I think her intuition would just kind of take her towards that direction, I guess, where things seem more lively.
Okay, as she goes on, what is everyone else doing?
Seir looks over at Mira and also towards Celia. I just have this inkling suspicion, and so I think I gotta go do a little investigating, because like I'm thinking that like this place is really close to the water, and if you were gonna pollute the water, this would be a really good place to do so. And so I think I just want to go just get a little look-see. And you don't have to come with me, but I am gonna go out there, and don't worry, I'm gonna turn into a bird so no one will know it's me, so I won't get like pulled over or anything. But I am gonna go. I just want to let you all know where I'm going and what I'm doing. Okay, bye. She has to walk away.
I look over at Celia and I'm like, do you want to do that, or you want to get into some other shit?
I don't think we're allowed to.
I mean, they're going off and doing shit. Why can't we?
Rules are meant for breaking, Celia. As long as you don't get caught. That's the whole thing.
And I can turn into an animal and be your pet.
Fair. So I'm gonna be the only one breaking the rules here. Let's go.
If caught, yeah.
And where are you guys heading?
I think I want to head, looking at this map, I want to head towards Rugara Lake. I had to really get close to that. Head towards that water, Rugara Lake, and the refinery, the kiosk reserves, anything that's like bordering, like
just kind of go along that coast.
Yeah.
Do we have anyone that we can take with us, or has everybody already left? Yeah, gotcha.
Wait,
I just think it's the parents and the kids, and so I don't want to bring them to like break the law, because I don't know what laws we're gonna break.
Immediately running up to you is Cassia Celia. I'll go with you.
No, Lord.
Oh yeah, let the kids come.
Shut up.
Oh, my initial gut reaction was no, but you said yeah, so maybe.
Last time we took her out, it went so well, you guys.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Veto, that kid cannot come with us.
I know everything about this city, so if you're looking for a guide, I know where to go.
Guide.
Well, that's good.
Poor
Ask
guide.
your mom first, and then maybe.
Okay, and she's gonna turn around, walk into the kitchen. You don't see this. You
I
just
cast
hear.
guidance on her.
You just see she just kind of puffs up a little higher. You see as she walks in the doorway to the kitchen. You can see her facing into the kitchen, but you can't see the mom. And you can't really hear him that well because she's like doing like the whole. Can I please come with me? That's what I'm doing. And you hear mom saying something, and then mom leans her head. Elena leans her head and waves at you guys.
I wave.
And you hear her say,
I don't.
Celia and Mira! Yes! Like a block. Okay.
It's gonna be more than a block, probably.
Mother lets her go. She comes running in. And she comes running up to you. Let's go. And if we find your other sister, we're not letting her do it again to my mouth.
What?
That was
and she opens the door.
Let's get out of here.
I'm not usually left speechless.
Mira, try to copy this shape. I mean, you probably can't do it now, but like for later, try to copy this shape. And Seir is gonna turn into a hairy eagle.
Oh, yeah. I'll
a hairy
observe
eagle.
you in that form.
And I'm gonna get Celia and Child on my back.
That's a big eagle.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I can turn into a giant eagle, so I imagine it's a large eagle version of this. I can go from small to big.
Okay, this is gonna be tricky if anything happens in the air because they're not used to flying things.
They'll get used to it.
Don't hit the eagle.
Okay.
It's their state bird.
As you take off, and I hear this already Howl's Moving Castle like swelling music because that's such an epic scene. Mizu, you walk around the corner and go down these steps, and it immediately looks like you're in this multicolored, like Main Street Disney world. Like there is like a trolley about 2 feet high going around that looks like it's like remote controlled almost. There are different balloons but with no strings and just moving in different directions. There are like sparkles and stuff. You see these like 5 looks like gnomes wearing striped different color outfits singing, except their music when they sing it comes out and turns into little tap dancers. And there's like different tents that open up as you pass, kind of like electric screen or electric doors at grocery stores, except these are like pulled curtains. So as you go out of the way, they close, and as you come up, another one opens. You smell different perfumes, you hear different sounds, you smell popcorn. What are you thinking?
I think that the gnomes, the singing gnomes, would be the first thing that would kind of catch her eye, and she's gonna walk over to them and just kind of watch them for a second, and then as she's taking it in, as they're performing, she's gonna start to slowly clap along with the beat or the music of what they're performing to.
So people who are shopping, coming in and out of these tents, it's a beautiful day and it seems very happy. You feel the warmth of the sun on you. As you start clapping along, people start noticing. Roll a performance check.
That is a 17.
You get some people beside you to start clapping along. You see that these singers don't normally have people get interactive with them. They're really just at the side of this place to bring in more business. But it draws a scene that turns into this like tangled in the castle kingdom like scene where you're dancing around to it and stuff, and you immediately start drawing a scene. As people really start to notice what you look like and stuff, you start feeling eyes start attaching to you, and not just the joyous people, but people who are leaving shops and stuff, people who weren't here for the music and stuff. All the attention starts to slowly turn to you.
Mizu is not only used to that, but expects that, so she probably wouldn't see it as anything like concerning or something to give too much of a second thought, as she's gonna turn to the people around her that are clapping along and kind of like smile, give them like each a little smile or something like that, and she's gonna kind of, as she starts to hear the gnomes wrap up of their song that they're doing, she's gonna reach into her bag and she's gonna toss 20 gold shells down at them.
It is a big finale where that goes up. This pole comes from the ground that has flags on it that go to the tips of all the tents around, and just shakes with dust, like sparkles that come out, and people start going for the coins and cheering. And you hear really loud clapping, and the crowd kind of moves out in this perfect line to one of those buildings or one of those tents. And standing at the door, you see this really exuberant, dark-skinned human with this like scrubby facial hair at the bottom here and this mustache. He's got big wide eyes and this big yellow hat with like ribbons constantly flying out of it. He wears this big teal almost like ringleader jacket with gold lapels and sleeves, and he's got these beads interwoven on strings around his fingers, and as he's clapping it's like a ch-ch-boom, ch-ch-boom, and he's like smiling from ear to ear, and he says, "That was fantastic!" And everyone just kind of looks at him, and he just kind of looks self-conscious.
Mizu's gonna turn to him, like, picking up on that kind of vibe that he's feeling uncomfortable immediately, and she's gonna go, "A man of culture! Your outfit is absolutely, like, incredible. One of the best I've seen yet on land, and to admit, I haven't spent too much time here yet, but you look absolutely incredible."
That's very nice of you to say. My name is Sevache. What's your name?
Princess Mizumino of the Assyrian Kingdom. She sticks her hand out. "It's so nice to meet you, Sevache."
He's going to kiss your hand. Mizumino, that's a great name. I love that. Welcome to this place that me and my father owned.
Well, what kind of place is this? Do these guys work for you here? They're incredibly talented.
No, Miss Mizu, they work for the shopkeeper next door.
Your father run?
We have magic items and different things from around the world, Miss Mizu, that they have brought to him. You want me to show you some things?
Sure, I would absolutely love to. I mean, if your outfit is any indicator of what might be in that store, I'm definitely interested.
Think you just come with me, Miss Mizu? And he's going to turn.
She's gonna follow him.
As you follow him into these tents with different lights and objects on the table, it almost looks like you're inside of a circus tent dream. There's a counter where an older gentleman is just sitting there watching this like little box that seems to be like showing something in the middle. He just kind of waves at you, kind of coughs as he continues to watch it. Letting his son walk. And as you turn the corner, he kind of jumps at you, and confetti explodes out of the air. I have a special for you, Miss Mizu. This item right here, you'll never have to change your shoes. If you just press it 3 times on the back when you are attuned to this item, your shoes will change colors. Oh, what's your favorite color, Miss Mizu?
Probably like blue or gold if I could pick 2.
Those are also 2 of my favorite colors, Miss Mizu. I also like green, and I like purple, and I like brown, and I like white, and I like black. And all of those colors also come on here. Would you like to buy this?
But would the shoes like always look the same? Because I'm all for changing colors, but like I need to change up the shoe style every now and then too.
No, ma'am. They are preset colors.
Oh, I don't know. Let me think about it. What else do you have?
And he's just going to start going on talking about all these items. All of these items, they are not things you've seen in underwater because they keep referencing things that are on land. So these items seem very confusing and kind of useless. You can do all of this anyways.
Okay, after he takes the time to show her all of that, she's gonna circle back to the shoe item, kind of enjoying the show and the performance and the respect that he gave her, and she's gonna go, so, how much was this? I think this is a great idea.
What did you ask? How much?
Of the shoe thing, the first thing that we were talking about that changes colors.
He tells you that's 240 gold pieces.
Mizu's gonna reach into her pocket and hand the gold shells to him.
Would you like to use this to purchase that item, Miss Mizu?
Absolutely. You did such a great job. You're a great salesman.
I'm going to keep these now, and you're going to take that item home?
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Fantastic. Can we go tell my dad now?
Yeah. I'd love to meet him.
He just goes past you, walks over to the counter.
Mizu's gonna take the item, too, before she goes. Just say that so I don't leave it.
Father Ori, this is Mizu Minu. Mizu Minu would like to order this shoe item, and she has given me the money so that she can buy it from me. He says, good job, son. I'm proud of you. You told me you were definitely going to sell that item today, and look at you. And he says, I sure did. This is my father, Ori. I told him I was going to sell this item, and now you are buying it.
He did a great job. I mean, your son is a wonderful salesman, and I, really appreciate you guys' sense of style and culture that you have going on here. The confetti and the outfits and all the items. Very interesting.
We appreciate it. To be honest with you, my son does really all the work. I can't keep him behind the counter to do mundane things. He's just got away with him. We were truly blessed. I think he's talking about the fact that I just talk to people. I talk to people a lot.
Mizu's gonna stick her hand out to the father. What was his name? Ori. She's gonna stick her hand out and go, Princess Mizu Mino of the Azirian Kingdom. It's so nice to meet you.
He goes to take your hand. Azirian Kingdom? Where's that from? I've never heard of that. It's very nice to meet you.
It's in the sea. I'm an underwater princess.
Oh! Let me guess, this is part of that show going on tomorrow over in the Artisan District. I believed you.
Well, I have been told that I am beautiful enough to be an actress. I am only a model, though, sadly. I haven't dabbled in the theatrical arts yet. But, no, it's true. I am a princess of the Underwater Kingdom, Azir. My father, King Thrine, he's actually worked very closely with Olivine and some other leaders, in the sea and on land. So, I'm surprised you've never heard of us before.
Roll a persuasion check, but -3.
It's still 22, baby.
He just kind of looks you up and down. What are you doing in Wemding City?
Visiting. This is actually one of my first times on land. I've only visited islands before. This is actually my first time on the mainland. I think is what it's called, right? But just here to tour and see some new sights.
You have to forgive me. You're much more polite than I've been led to believe. You can have your gold back and the item. Just whatever you need.
Oh, feel free to keep the gold. I mean, I am a princess. I have plenty more of where that came from. And if anything, I'd like it to go to your son personally if you don't want to keep it for the business.
Thank you, Miss Mizu, princess of an underwater kingdom named Azir. I will take that. That's very nice of you. Sevache, stand back from Miss Mizu Minu. Sorry, Miss Mizu Minu, I'm going to stand back because my father Ori has told me to do so. Is that okay?
It's fine. It's good to listen to your parents.
I agree. Thank you, Mizu. Please, we mean you no harm. Whatever you need, we can help you out. It's a very pleasant place here. I don't know what you've been told, but I can help you.
Well, I mean, I could be in need of maybe some scrolls or some new jewelry or some new clothes, maybe something like that. Like I was talking to your son earlier, I'm a really big icon of culture. I love exploring other places' culture, so anything like that I'd be really interested to check out.
Oh, wonderful! I'm happy you're interested in our wares. Listen, I must tell you, I have to report that you were here today, but we all have to. You have to understand, you are blue.
Thank you. I mean, it is considered the best color in the kingdom, but I guess you guys aren't used to that. Is there something wrong with being blue here? Is it like illegal or something?
Hey, well, everything seems to be fine. Sevache, he has to take a lot of bathroom breaks, so why don't you get him before his next venture into the toilet, and I'm just going to fill out some paperwork.
Okay, all right. And she's gonna make her way, I guess, back over to him.
Miss Mizuminu, is it okay if I get close with you now while my father Ori runs and fills out the paperwork that determines that you are from the ocean and you are here and we don't accept your kind?
Why don't you accept our kind? You don't like people from the ocean?
I did not know you were from the ocean, and that is a surprise to me, Miss Mizu, because you did not try to rip my face off and try to eat me.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not super hungry, and also I don't eat meat, like, of any kind, like human, dwarf, genasi, like, turtle, anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that.
Meanwhile, going towards the shore, you guys are flying on top of this big bald bird. You swing over top of the buildings. You see the entire city of Wemding. You see that reserve. You see there's some small cottage houses that kind of look nicer than some of the houses way off in the housing district. These must be more elite housing right at the edge of this reserve. You see the refinery is glowing yellow. It's like a miniature version of the castle. Not so much in design, but just like the elegance. And it's got a beam going up that is kind of splitting in the air and twirling, connecting to these different airships that seem to be doing something with this magic, that seems to be part of this refinery process. As you fly through the air, you're kind of flying by these yellow beams. And as you get close, everybody can roll an Arcana check.
An Arcana check. Oh.
Right?
Oh.
Cool.
Cass still has my guidance on them. If they're
3.
also rolling. Because I got a +0 to this. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, I got a 2.
Celia?
Arcana?
I rolled a 14 +0.
Oh, come on,
14.
bitch.
The
So,
highest.
as you guys are getting close, kind of trying to figure out what this is, Celia looks over this transformation magic.
That's transformation magic over there. You guys not know that? I don't even know magic. I can't do that. Did you guys not know that? I only said it because
No.
you guys weren't saying anything. You usually like say something about this time.
It was a test. You hear in your head because Seer can only communicate telepathically since she's a bird.
Oh. Did I pass?
And then Seer's gonna ask Cassia. She's gonna ask if Cassia knows what that refinery like makes or does.
All of the magic that comes from everything, they like use gravity to move it into that refinery, and then that becomes like everything we have that powers everything here, like the lamps and different machines and stuff. It's just like our power.
Interesting. So, okay, do you think that there's a chance? I guess this could be to anyone. Do you think there's a chance that could be like messing with the water? The Warforged have a problem with their machine needing water. I'm curious to know if like.
I don't know. Celia, have you seen any of this stuff before in the water?
We see a lot of floating stuff for sure, but I don't.
Like what?
Like whales. Whales float, kind of. They swim. They sort of make themselves float.
Do you like whales?
They float swim.
Whales are chill. You're distracting me. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this.
I don't know.
Zair's gonna take that thought and she's gonna kind of move closer to the water where it kind of is meeting the edge of the city, just kind of looking for any kind of like discoloration or looking for any sort of like pollution or anything like that, like she can see with at least visually.
You do not see any diluting in the ocean waves. It's beautiful and clear, just like this coast usually is leading up to Sumplin. So everything kind of looks normal in the ocean. And as you look down to the lake and the reserve, it looks normal as well. But roll me a perception check. I'll give you advantage because everyone's looking at you.
We also got a main player advantage from Magic Rat.
Ooh, thank you, Magic Rat.
That won't be disadvantage because I already said it.
Yeah. Another one.
Okay, that's gonna a 9 plus 8, so a 17 perception.
As you're looking along this coast and looking at the water kind of takes you up to the beach, kind of at the edge of the city. But before you get even past there, you see the highest point of the cliffs are right beside this expanse of farming. And there seems to be almost like vegetables tumbling off the cliff, and you see like a small batch of like the light reflecting off armor for what you've heard are the Wimding protectors, and then like some small gnomes with like a hoe running at it, and they're all running towards the cliff, and there's like different vegetables falling off the cliff.
We're gonna get closer to that scene.
As you swoop down, you see these aren't regular vegetables. These are like medium humanoid sized vegetables. So it's like big cabbage that's got like these skinny black arms and legs, and it's like full zombie mode crawling towards the edge, and you see protectors are like trying to shoot them down with arrows, and you hear the farmhand, who is a small gnome with overalls, is like, "Stop shooting! Stop!" yelling at him, and these vegetables, carrots, celery that are zombified are jumping off the cliffs, some hitting the rocks at the bottom, splitting and dying, some landing in the water and swimming.
Zombified?
Wild.
That's weird. Swimming where?
Off towards, from this angle, it would either be towards Liberation Island or towards near Ballyhoo into the greater ocean.
They're just really into the ocean.
Yeah.
I want to know if they're leaving land and I feel like they're going somewhere. Like maybe they're trying to get to a place. I'm kind of nosy.
Are you able to like?
Trying to escape.
I mean, you can talk in our minds. Can you probe their minds and see what they're thinking?
Not if they're zombies.
Oh, but I mean, they're just acting like zombies. Maybe they're not dead? Question mark.
Do they look like rotting undead fruit, or they're just acting like
the last one that just free falled off the cliff is a bushel of celery, and it looks fresh and vibrant like it just came out of the ground.
Not a zombie.
Just
It's just
But
weird
it's
mind
acting
control.
zombified, and its eyes look crazed. First of all, it's celery and with eyes.
Okay. Seer will go down towards one of the swimming things. Whatever, one of these weird things that is swimming in the water.
As you guys dip down and fly towards the water, you can't really get in the water, but you see about 15, 20 feet down is just celery and then like a bunch of bushels of lettuce and then some carrots that are all like swimming pretty quickly. You're able to kind of go over the top of the water and see the rippling visual of them underneath, but they're going at it. You see like tongue hanging out of their mouth, just swimming.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tanner's advice, and I'm going to kind of like look out at them. Seer's like thinking about trying to connect with them, and at first she would telepathically like say halt, and assuming that they don't stop. And
roll a performance check because these are flapping wings over the waves of the ocean, and they're 15 feet down, so you got to be loud.
Oh. Well, it'd be telepathically in their head, so they just hear it in their heads. Halt.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Is it God? Who knows?
Which deity is this? Ooh, that's a dirty 20. 19 plus 1.
They keep going.
Okay. And then it's kind of what she expected. And then she keeps
DC was high.
She keeps pace with them, and then she kind of gets kind of mad at them, and she will then push that into a detect thoughts and start to pick up their thought patterns and see what they are currently thinking about. What's on this swimming vegetable's mind?
You hear immediately in the mind, vinegar, sugar, salt, rise, destroy. Vinegar, sugar, salt, rise, destroy. Over and over and over and over and over and over.
Oh, that's fucking weird. All right. And then she's gonna like soar back around to head back to where they were jumping off the cliff.
Those 5 protectors are standing around. The farmer just is looking up and just hit one of the shoulders and said, "Go get now. I'll come back and tell you later what's going on. You're just messing up everything. Get on out of here."
I'll pass along
Welcome
to
Newsom Farms.
I pass along to Celia that they were chanting in their minds, and they seem to be on a mission, almost enraged or like hypnotized.
Well, they seem pretty upset. Maybe they were just rooting themselves.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, Misu, you're standing there back in... That was great.
Workshop that one.
You're back in there with Sevache, and he tells you, "I also do not like to eat any of those people as well, Miss Mizu."
What kind of stuff do you like to eat then?
Oh, that's easy. I like to eat candy. I eat like quiches. Like to drink soda. I like to drink sparkling water, but I also like to drink regular water. Oh, you said food. I should stick to food, Miss Mizu. Are you bothered by the fact that I said liquids?
No, I mean, either counts. I guess anything that you would put in your mouth.
Okay, perfect, because I was confused about soup. I like carrot soup. I like egg. And he's just going to start naming things over and over again. And as he's doing that, you hear rustling in the office behind you as the curtain is cracked a little bit. And you see Ori is like furiously writing stuff down.
Mizu's just gonna kind of look and acknowledge that it's happening and keep it in mind, but just continue to listen to him drone on about what he likes until he's done.
And I like to eat food, and sometimes I even like food that's burnt. It reminds me of this book that my father wanted one time that was black all over the cover, but it didn't have a skull like that book. I also like to eat bread. I also like to eat cheese. I like Swiss cheese and cheese with holes.
I mean, that sounds pretty good. I like all of those things too. And you mentioned a book. Do you like reading too?
I like being read to, Miss Mizu.
Well, that book that you were just talking about, did your dad ever read that book to you?
No, ma'am. My father, Ori, wanted that book from Kerfunzel in her tower, and she would not give it to him, and he lost it forever. He was very sad that day, Miss Mizu. In fact, if he thought about it, he'd be sad again. I'd have to give him a hug. Do you like hugs, Miss Mizu?
I do like hugs. Can I have a hug? I haven't had a hug in a really long time.
I would like that too. Thank you for asking.
As they back away from the hug, she's gonna go, so, it seems like if we got that book for your dad, it would make him, like, really, really happy, right?
He wanted that book really bad. He said he could hurt a lot of people with it.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Well, maybe me and you could work together to try to get that book.
Miss Mizumino, I think that would be a great plan. I know Kerfunzel, and you do not know Kerfunzel, and I could take you to Kerfunzel.
Sounds like a good plan. I mean, we don't have to do it today because your dad might seem a little bit stressed out about me being here. I guess he's kind of afraid of ocean people, but you're not afraid of me, are you?
I am afraid of ocean people. They are big and scary, Miss Mizu, and they have 90 arms, and their eyeballs pop out of their head, and they throw them like snowballs, which are things they experience in the cold. And also, I'm deathly afraid of them.
Well, I'm an ocean person, and I don't look like that.
Yes, you are very different than what I thought, and I do not dislike you, Miss Mizu. I just dislike the other ones.
Okay, well, I guess that's valid. I mean, does that make us friends now? Are we friends?
Miss Mizuminu, I think that we are... Okay, excuse me, I finished out the paperwork. I've reported this instance, so I feel safer moving forward. So, how can I help you?
I mean, unless you have any other wares that your son hasn't shown me, maybe in the back or something, I guess I'm kind of done here now that I've purchased my item.
Okay, well, perfect. Well, have a great day. Thank you for not hurting anybody.
It was nice meeting you, and I hope maybe if you get to meet some of my sisters, you'll realize that ocean people aren't that bad.
Come on, Sevache. Well, have a good one, Miss Mizu. Later on, me and you can go get that book. By the way, it is called the Death Book. That is what my father called it. What did you say? Father Ori, I was just telling her about the Death Book that you wanted, that Kerfunzel has in her tower, and she also wants it. We don't talk about... I'm sorry, we're closed for the day. But it is not time to close yet, Father Ori. I know, it's a special closing. You're doing that thing when you lie, sir, where your eyes switch a bunch of... Sevache, I just need... I'm sorry, we need to close down.
It was so nice meeting you guys, and Mizu's gonna flash them a big toothy grin, and I imagine, like, if it was possible, like, in her eyes, you know, you would get, like, a slash over of, like, Voskar, you know, all dramatically, as she's gonna, like, turn and walk out.
As you step out, the curtain behind you... beep, 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 beep. Go! Okay.
Mizu thinks in her head, so I guess I'm looking for a tower. Tower must be pretty big. And so she's gonna like start walking around looking like up in the sky for a building that's taller than all the other ones and wander aimlessly, but she's definitely gonna be like looking down every now and then, keeping her eyes peeled for any other goodies she could pick up.
Alright, as you're walking along this path, you kind of have to go up the stairs because you're kind of at a lower point in the city. There's lots of steps around. And as you're kind of going up, going away from the artist's district, roll me a perception check.
That was a 7.
The tallest thing you can see is the castle.
With the advantage still.
Oh yes, the main player advantage. Thank you, Corey.
That was worse. It's a 7.
Yeah, you're just gonna continue to walk. Meanwhile, over at the Newson Farms, you guys see the protectors are walking away, and that farmhand is just...
Oh, a giant eagle lands.
Go!
Next to him. And I will let off. Oh.
Shoot, get out of here, bird. You ain't taking my stuff.
Ahoy there,
What a cute little thing.
Well, hi there. Who are you all?
I guess we're Cassie. Are we tourists? Are we considered tourists? I think we're tourists.
Yeah, we look at the kid and we're just like, we're tourists, right?
Cassia jumps up. They're tourists and they're staying with my family. Why are you chasing a bunch of weird vegetables into the ocean?
That's exactly what I was going to ask, Cassia. You're a smart girl.
Oh, the Boggins girl. All right, look here. You can't just be landing in the middle of my farm, little Boggins. I got fruits and vegetables I gotta make for the people here. You understand me? I understand. I didn't even do it. It was the bird. Right.
It was the bird.
So, who are you all touristing from?
Like
The ocean?
about this way-ish. Like that way-ish. I point towards the ocean.
Right. Okay, well, I mean, welcome to the Newson Farms. Kind of busy today. You had the protectors over. Well, what can I help you with?
Well, what was going on right there with these weird vegetables with the eyes, and now they're jumping in the ocean? What's happening?
That's right. I forgot she was touristy. It's a problem we've been experiencing for a while. These damn vegetables coming out the ground got a mind of their own. And I've been telling these guys the best option is not to hurt them, just to let them go. Causing more problems when you start a fight with them.
So you're not making them be sentient.
Oh,
You're not bringing them to
astroplane,
life.
no. Not me. I ain't done anything to them. If you ask me, it's that damn soil they got over from the silverware area. You know?
Oh, so they've been bringing in soil from silverware.
Well, to be honest with you, it's better than it used to be.
I mean,
Mir
worth
hears in her
soil?
head. Ask her who's importing the soil.
who's importing the soil?
Winding imports the soil. They've been doing that for years.
Is it the same importing person that you've been doing this with?
Well, I usually communicate right with the Annex Castle. Why are you so concerned with the soil?
Well, I mean, you just talked about it being the thing that would bring your vegetables to life, and I'm like, is this a new thing? Have you just been fighting vegetables for years? Like,
No, I mean, it's definitely got worse over the years, but you gotta understand, when the Scar of Cthulhu just started mucking everything up, we didn't grow anything. So occasionally we get one of them wild carrots that like to run off and dive off the cliff like they in some kind of play in the artisan district. That's okay. Fine. Ain't no
so
problem.
it started after Cthulhu. Okay, I see.
Why don't you eat them? The
Yeah,
food, right?
Oh,
right?
Because they're sentient.
Are they?
Yes.
I just, people are like chasing them off and like killing them. Why not just eat them? That seems like a little bit of
You
waste.
can't just go around eating food, folk. Where y'all from? Y'all definitely ain't from over that way where the
Well,
food folk
if you
live.
don't
like,
go around eating them, you're
like-
just going around killing them. So, like, is
Well,
that better?
No, these are different. These are crazed, like someone slept with their wife or something.
Yeah,
Are they
so maybe
normal
they
ones?
taste better.
No, it ain't. It's been normal in the past few months. Actually, I'd say the past couple of weeks it's got real bad. I've seen about, 200 gold pieces side shuffle off that cliff.
There's
Mira, like, looks
200
over at the
gold off
bird.
of the cliff.
Well, that's what the vegetables would be worth to me.
Oh,
Look, if you're truly concerned about the soil, you're going to have to talk to the Index Castle, okay? They supply most of our funding for the people. But if you ask
Right.
me, this is not the food folk that live in silverware. They are my friends. I like them over there. These people are different. Real different.
Yeah, they seem crazy.
Yeah, I know. I ain't opposed to sticking a hoe right through the head, but,
Ooh,
it just
I
don't...
like that.
It just don't help anything. Then they turn their rage back on you. Before you know it, you got onion all over your face.
Damn.
are they aggressive towards you initially, or only after you
Oh, right there! Look!
start eating
Look
them?
at that one right there! And you turn and you
Yeah.
look, and the ground's like in like a line, and just like about like up to like your neck. It's pretty big. It's just like the top green leaves of a carrot moving out of the way as the big orange buff carrot kind of comes out of the ground. and look towards the water.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Whoa, be careful, that thing will chew your arm right off. As you say, hey, buddy.
I say to Celia, grab it.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to like help Celia grapple this thing.
I'm gonna run and tackle the carrot.
And I'm gonna help.
Okay, both of you roll just a straight athletics check.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
That's a nat 20 boo, so a 28.
Ooh,
Okay,
sexy.
I rolled a 19 plus. You said athletics?
Yes.
That's gonna be a 28.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So
so
28!
as you just see the
Carrot.
carrot kind of turn, it's just sideways Celia, taking it out onto the ground, and right as it lands, boom, slides into the soil, ripping up some crops. Right on top, flap, is Mira, encasing you. You can tell by the smell of the legs.
Fishy.
It's like yelling and squirming in your arms.
What now? What now?
Punch it! Knock it out! Punch it! And Mira just starts punching this food folk.
Carrot juice flying out of his mouth.
Yeah, I'm just going until it's like limp and not going crazy. I want it knocked out.
Can you calm down? Can you calm down, sir? Can you calm down, please?
It's just kind of like the lowest energy, almost knocked unconscious. It's probably got 1 HP left.
Now we tie him up.
Now we time up. Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, you get out your ropes, roll a survival check.
Hell yeah.
I would do, but I'm a bird. I'll give the help action to someone.
Do it with advantage.
Am I rolling the advantage?
Yeah,
Yes.
you roll it, yep.
Okay.
Please
Okay,
do.
so that I did because I got a 21.
Yes! Okay, so you've got it perfectly tied up, you stand up, and you've got him perfectly tied, and he's just too tired. You gotta, like, hold him from falling over.
Wow, that's really impressive what you done there. Look, if you need any extra coin, you come and see me, and I'll give you a job wrangling these things out of my azaleas.
Oh, do they mess your azaleas up?
They just trample right through it like a
Oh, what
horse.
a travesty.
You
If
could
I
just
have
move-
free time.
Mira hears in her head. We should take that job. I've
You
got
know
an
how
idea.
expensive it is to move fresh, succulent azaleas.
Oh no, like the more succulent azalea, the better, I've heard.
That's what I always say. That's what's on the side of my building. And as you turn and look at the barn door, it says the more
I mean-
succulent, the better.
I look over at Celia and I'm like, I don't want to speak for both of us, but I mean, I would love to wrangle some vegetables for you to save your azaleas. Looking at Celia like, right?
Yeah. If we need to do some work for you,
perfect.
to help you out.
You pop up by any time, because these things are always jumping out and trampling. I just can't seem to stop them. Can't guess which one's going to be sentient. If you come by, I'll let you wrangle it, and I'll give you 5 gold coins per wrangled vegetable.
Oh, perfect.
Does that include this one here?
Hell, this time, I'm going to give you 6.
Oh, Celia, you take that. You
I
deserve
take it. I'll take 1 gold and I'll give it back to him. Just, it's only fair. You said 5. 5 is what it is.
All right, but just to let you know, the only thing is why I'm asking you to do it and not get the free work from the protectors is they trample all over my other stuff too. So if you do damage to the produce, unfortunately, I ain't gonna pay you.
That's
Maybe I'll take that 1 gold back just in case.
Can we actually take this food folk with us?
Oh, please, get it out of my sight before I throw up, or worse, it steps on my succulent azaleas.
Oh, not the anything to save the succulent azalea.
Meanwhile, through the streets is trampling Mizu. Mizu, we'll go back to the map, and I'll show you where you ended up. So you have made your way into the trade district. As you go into the trade district, you see there are stacks and stacks of gold coins at every shop. It seems like this street is the inside of a treasure chest, as different people in suits are trading, and this seems way more formal. But there's literal free gold everywhere.
That's free gold?
Well, there's no one at the golds, and there's piles and piles everywhere.
Oh, but see, this is because it's one of those happy-go-lucky places where ain't no crime happening, so they don't need banks. They can just put it out in the street because they trust each other. We're about to prove them wrong, but I'm gonna look for a scroll place. Like, if there's anywhere that has any indications that they're like, or somebody trading scrolls, that's what she's looking for.
Yeah, you definitely see as you're walking along one shop that has like a scroll open that says Vanders, and as you go in, it's got almost like shoe boxes all over the wall, but they're skinnier, with like the ends off, kind of dangling, and the scrolls kind of sticking out. So there's tons of scrolls everywhere. Yeah.
Is it one of those things where she can just kind of like start pulling things and like looking at different scrolls?
Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna start going through and looking for any scrolls that might boost her intelligence.
Eventually you find one that gives you a +1 to your intelligence, and it's called the Scholarly Might. And basically all it does is give you +1 to your intelligence, and then advantage on intelligence rolls when it has to deal with something that you've been told before.
She's gonna pull that one out and kind of look around to see, like, somebody that she can trade with for it.
There are 2 gnomes that are on the same ladder that are trying to get a stack right on a shelf, that are just kind of busy, so they don't really see you right now.
Mizu's gonna kind of walk over to where they're at, and if there's like a desk or something like that of the sort, she's gonna take the scroll and like slap it down kind of loudly, but not like super loudly, and kind of clear her throat at the same time to see if it gets her attention.
Oh, so sorry, we're kind of busy right now. If you just take that through that door, it's the building that's on the other side, really. Our friend will help you. Sorry, we're trying to get something just right for our show tonight. But thank you for coming by, Vanders. And he just kind of lingers on you, looking you up and down.
She's gonna give him a smile and go, "Okay, thanks," and listen to what he says and head towards the other building.
As you walk through the door that connects another building, so you immediately see the entrance to that other building on the other side, you see this a shorter human with a lot of beard, a white beard. He's got these big goggles, and he's tinkering around with this big vat that's glowing yellow. And he just kind of closed the door where steam was coming off, and he turns, "Hello, how are you?" Got it right there.
I'm doing fine. How are you? And she's gonna kind of come up with the scroll to him.
Oh, yes. Scholarly Might. Would you like to purchase a trade?
How much would I be able to give you for it?
For this scroll? I haven't seen you around here before. What district are you from?
She's gonna stick her hand out in her normal fashion. Princess Mizu may know of the Azirian Kingdom.
Azirian Kingdom. Right. Roll a intimidation check. People have been told things about the ocean.
It's a 23.
Beating propaganda, 1 Mizu roll at a time.
This one's 3,000 gold pieces.
I don't think it's worth that, to be honest with you. I've seen far better in scrolls of the same, similar caliber. Is it because I'm blue? I mean, the last shop I went into, they were kind of weirded out that I was blue. Is it because I'm blue? I mean, I'm really pretty even if I am blue.
Okay, take the scroll, but then please leave and tell no one you're here.
She's gonna smile and reach into her pocket and put down 100 gold pieces and go, "Pleasure doing business with you," and turn around and walk out.
Okay, as you walk out of the shop, you've got your scroll.
She is kind of over the fact that people are being weird to her and not liking the fact that she's blue. So as she walks out, she's going to try to not attract as much attention and slowly make her way back to the Boggin's house.
As you're walking out of that door, still in the trade district and going down, you hear, excuse me, miss, I could use your help. And as you turn, you see Vafiel in his disguise. And he says, these are very heavy, and he's got some boxes. Do you mind carrying one of them back with me to the artisan district? I'll pay you.
I mean, I can try. I'm not super strong, but if you need help, I guess I can try.
Kind of gives you a box and holds a box and walks beside you. Who are you here with? Are you here with one of the Boggins? You cannot be out alone, Mizu. It risks too much.
I'm just shopping. What's the problem?
They're very biased against our kind. You have to understand they've been told a lot of horrible things about us. If we want to convince this town, we can't just go out in it. It'll make it way too difficult. We have to be sneaky. That's why I wear this disguise.
I mean, I think that's exactly what I'm supposed to do. I mean, as the representative or princess of the Azirian Kingdom, it's my duty to go out and make the Azirian Kingdom look good. I mean, I'm great at convincing people of anything, and to me, I see this as more of a challenge than anything. I'm coming to a place where people not only don't know me, but don't like the fact that I'm blue, and I think that I can win them over.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. Now let's dip in this shop really for a moment. I want to show you something. And we're going to go to a bathroom break. We'll come right back. Sound good?
Thank you, bathroom break.
All right, let's give us a time. See everybody in a minute. We're going to go right back to the Nicholson farms, where Seer, Celia, and Mira have captured a food folk carrot that is crazed. Welcome back.
Mira hears in her head. Perhaps if we capture a bunch of them, we can like wrangle them together and we can see where they're going. Because maybe they're going somewhere in particular, or if we can get information from it. Because we know that they don't act like regular food folk, and I want to know why they don't act like regular food folk.
Well, we can just follow all the swimming. Oh, I'm not you. It wasn't to me. Never mind.
You can't hear it.
That's
I'm
not
gonna
a
say the
bad
same thing
idea.
to you.
You just hear Amira say audibly. Yeah, so I mean, we'll come back, capture these things for you, or do you want us to just like sit here and chill for a minute and just like see how many we can grab real quick?
I mean,
Like, I'm looking at
I
the little
don't know
man.
how long you're going to be here, but, you know, whenever you got time, I do have the protectors to do it, but, like I said, I'd pay someone to be a little tidier. Whenever you got time, sure, you got time now, go ahead. I got to go hold that land over there.
Yeah, you put that hoe to work.
Have fun hoeing.
I will. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. All right, y'all let me know if you need me. It's going to turn around and start whistling.
So cute.
Maybe we can leave Celia and Cass here, and Cass can ask questions to Celia to help pass the time, and then Celia can beat up and wrangle some vegetables for us. And I just don't think we should. It's been 5 minutes, and I haven't seen Mizu, so I just get a little antsy. Perhaps we should go after Mizu.
Oh, do you think she's into trouble? I mean,
The giant hawk uses his whole body to say yes.
okay, so we should find Mizu. Okay, Celia, are you cool with chilling here with little one, answering questions and wrangling food folk while me and Seer find Mizu?
Yeah, sure. I don't have a lot of rope. I got maybe
Oh,
ruffle through my bag. I have a rope.
it's like 50 feet of rope. It's a lot of hands and feet you can get with that. I mean, I can stay and help you, and Seer can just go and find Mizu.
Do you have more rope?
Yeah, I have rope.
Okay.
I also
well,
have 50 foot of rope.
You could just give me all of your rope if you wanted to. I'm also not great at tying rope. I don't really understand how,
Yeah,
like, you did that thing earlier.
I also kind of thought that because I was the one that tied this one. So I can stay with you, and Seer can just go find Mizu.
Whatever you guys are comfortable with.
I look at Seer and I'm like, is that okay?
Seer full body nods,
Toodles.
turns, It starts to fly over the city.
All right, as you two are there, the nice gnome has walked away, and you're left there. The sun is in the sky. You can hear the ocean. You can see the edge of the cliff way out. Just that beautiful ocean stretch way off on the left in the distance, way off, maybe the tiniest sliver of land. That's the Liberation Island way off on the other side, that big expansive land. But there's a nice breeze flowing through. It's beautiful air. It is a beautiful day. What would you like to do standing here in the garden or in the field?
I mean, initially Mira's just like definitely in awe of her surroundings. This is the first time on land. Only ever dreamed of being in like this kind of thing. Stanky legs don't mean a thing with the breeze hitting them the way it is. But I mean, I'm just like waiting on more food folk, essentially just like chilling, lounging in the grass, doing things I wouldn't normally be able to do underwater.
Celia is using the captured carrot sort of as a seat, sitting on top of it, chilling, waiting.
Immediately you feel that carrot underneath you start to shake, and when it does, way off in the corner, one of the bushels of cabbage starts to shake, and the ground starts, like little pieces of dirt start to flick up.
The knocked out one lets us know about the next one coming.
Celia, over there. Leaves. Those leaves are moving.
It pops
like
out of
ready
the
to
ground.
pounce.
I'm gonna run over and tackle it.
Yeah.
Okay, as you're running
Body
through this
tackle.
field, you've already destroyed some of the cabbage earlier, but now specifically not. So I need you to roll me an acrobatics check, then athletics check.
Okay.
But
Well, I just threw my D20 across the room, so I'm sure my acrobatics won't go well.
or amazingly.
Oh,
Right.
that was a nat 20 on my acrobatic.
Yes.
Okay, well then you don't have to roll your athletics then, because that was just to see if you could avoid the vegetables, but you're doing it with such speed and ferocity that you immediately jump on and tackle that one in between the row of vegetables so it still doesn't get anyone. And it's this big thing of cabbage, which takes like both your arms around to get. That's just got like a huge mouth, and you can see down its throat, it looks like it's been melted away underneath. Ah!
And here Mira comes in with the rope.
All right, as you swing down, roll me a survival check as Celia's holding on to this festering cabbage.
It's an 18.
Yeah, you get that cabbage tied up and out of the vegetable patch towards the side.
Cool. We'll let the 5 gold go to you this time. Should we just take turns, and then if there's like one left at the end that we can't, we'll just split that one.
Mira remembers how much money she got off of Pontius, and she's like, money isn't really an object, Celia. We can really just give it to the kid at this point and make a game of how much money we can get this kid.
Okay, but I'm splitting it with the kid. Money is an object for me.
Oh, well then we can just give it all to you.
Oh, no, I like
the
the
kid
idea
in
of
front of the
giving some to
kid.
Cassia.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, we're like it's. Hey, Cassia, I give Cassia a gold coin. This is your payment for being our little tour guide here.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you've been doing a lot of good work.
What work have I been doing?
You've been talking to us. You've been telling us some things, like the stuff up in the air. You talked about it.
Do you not know things that are in the air?
No, we mostly know things about stuff underwater. We don't really see things in the air very much when you're underwater.
Why?
Yeah. Because you're underwater.
I think it's like light or something. I'm not a scientist.
Not light, just we're underwater and it's above it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna like capture vegetables all day?
I mean, what
I
would
think
you
that's
like
the plan
to
of
do?
one.
I want to sneak off to the castle.
What castle?
The Enix castle, it's so beautiful, and I never get to go in there. Have you ever been in there, Celia?
Yeah, I have.
What's it
Really?
like?
It's beautiful. It's gilded with jewels and all you can eat fish all over the place.
Oh.
There's tuna steak in there, swordfish steak in there.
I love tuna fish sword steak.
Well, they've got that there. I've never been there. I'm sorry. I was just trying to seem cool, Cassia.
Why?
I think you're cool, and I want to impress you.
All right. She's like, starts welling up in her eyes, like, thank you, Celia. I rolled a 4 on a D4, which means there's going to be 4 more of these. So whoever's going for them, roll me acrobatics check, and this will be while everything's about to happen is going on.
Well, I'll go for one. One more athletics. That was a 7 for my acrobatics.
Okay, you fall into the vegetables, but you're able to get up. You definitely crush some. Now roll your athletics.
I dust off the vegetables real quick.
You're gone.
Yeah.
Talking to Tanner.
And then I tackle my friendly vegetable, and I rolled a 22 for my athletics.
You got another carrot. And you guys are good at tying. You tied at that time. All right, roll one more, and we'll roll the other 2 when we come back.
All right, cool. Nat 1.
Okay, yeah, you
plus
get
1, 2.
Okay, yeah, so it's not naturally a combat nat 1. So you definitely are so focused on getting the second one that you crush a vegetable every step. In fact, like a quarter of this part of the row, where someone can look and be like, "Yep, something ran right through there." Roll athletics.
Cool. As I'm attempting to tackle this guy, after getting a 27 to grapple them, I'm gonna just yell out loud, "Oh boy, these vegetables are messing up these crops."
Yeah, they are. Those horrible vegetables are just trampling the crop.
Okay, roll a performance check as you're yelling this, and you give advantage because Mira is like also bellowing.
Yeah. Wasn't that one?
What's that? Come on, advantage! Come on!
The second one is a 2 plus. You said performance?
Unfortunately.
That's a 3.
You see Cassie on the side like, "You are such a good liar, and now you're not? Why?" Meanwhile, flying over the entire kingdom is Seer, the giant hairy eagle. What are you looking for?
Looking for signs of my sister. So, crowds gathering, people screaming, that high pitched. Hi, my name is Princess Mizumino. That Travis just like echoes down the, kind of cuts through things.
All right,
just kind of. Like,
it's a high DC. It's a high DC.
Looking for her.
But roll me an insight check. I'm not going with your passive because your passive's not good enough.
Oh no. No. It's only a 21. Wow, that was hard to figure out. So sorry.
You got a 21?
Mathing. Yeah.
Oh, but your passive insight is a what?
My passive insight's a 22.
Yeah.
LOL.
That's what I was like, so you're right underneath it. Yeah, you don't see these usual things. And you also see you're not drawing a lot of attention because there's a lot of this bird around. But yeah, you see busy streets and you see a bubbly city underneath you, but no sign of Mizumino, and kind of not knowing where to start. It's big.
Yeah, she kind of just gets, she's gonna commit to the bit. She doesn't think it's gonna take a long time. It's a big ass city. She's never been to before, so she's just kind of like soaring around, and kind of just while she's doing that, she's kind of looking around and getting acclimated with the city more herself because she hasn't been here before. So she's also just kind of looking around, but keeping an eye for her sister as well.
Okay, so I will say high up. Roll me a nature check.
Yeah. It's a 14.
Okay, you're able to see that this is kind of a cross section in the land. Outside of the kingdom walls, you see where it's a lot of rotten, scarred with history land that's black and causes negative things. They're kind of moving towards this like dirt, airy, probably very hot land, and then strictly fiery hot in the desert. But there's like streams of fresh water coming in and breaking all of those away from this like little, it's not island because they're rivers, but small land that is Winding City that seems very lush with trees growing everywhere. So you can probably get a sense that the water's not contaminated here. So you can probably knock that theory off your bucket. Like whatever they're doing, if they are doing something, it's not hurting the water. And you can see the distinct units of, okay, those are where a lot of people live. That looks like a lot of money is over there, trade. Colorful magic's there. Way up there, it looks like a lot of art installation of flags and stuff. And then the castle. So where would Mizu want to go? So with your passive insight, I'll say that she probably was attracted to either the colorful thing or where most of the people are, which is the trade. So probably the arcane district or the trade district.
Yeah, she likes to buy things, and I know she just got a bunch of money, so I guess I'll go towards the trade district.
You zoom on down. Right as a door shuts, as Vafiel has pulled in Mizu, and he's putting down this box. And this seems to be like a shop that's under renovation. You know how like you go to the food court sometimes and they have those fake walls with a door because they're doing construction? It's like that. He like opens this door and you're in a shop that's being rebuilt. There's no one in there. Mizu, I've been meaning to speak with you. Are you okay? Is everything all right?
What do you mean? I'm fine.
I mean, I know you've been away from your father for a long time, and I know that's kind of been a hot-button topic with you and your sisters as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of pissed at him still for sending me away in the first place because I've literally been traumatized every new place that I've gone to. And so that's kind of his fault. And he decides that he wants to talk to all of my siblings, but not talk to me, even though I'm his favorite. So that is a little troubling, I guess I would say.
Well, forgive me if this is out of place, Mizu, but I want to speak candidly with you because I know time is pressing, and I've read about what you've gone through. I don't know the experience, but is there not some anger in you seeing how your father had the very book that you're going after?
What do you mean you've read what I've gone through?
The notes the Order has kept on pretty much everyone.
So somebody's been, like, stalking me my whole life?
Well, yes, your sister, Seer, and your mother have been in a secret... The Order of the Tides that we spoke about?
I mean, yeah, I know about that, but, like, somebody cared enough to be, like, writing down all my moves, like, from since I was a kid?
Of course, you are the face of Azir, Mizu. You are, in terms of outer perception of the kingdom, you are the pinnacle.
Yeah, you're right. The pinnacle. I like that. I'm gonna use that. Thanks.
So let me ask you, if things seem to be kind of okay, but you're still upset that he's not speaking with you, why don't you just speak with him? Why do you wait?
Because I don't chase. I get chased.
But if your father knew where the book was and sent it off, don't you think the easiest route would be just to ask him? I mean, you are his daughter.
I mean, I don't have to ask him. I asked literally the shopkeeper here, and he immediately told me where it was, so I don't need to talk to my dad.
What shopkeeper?
I think... I don't remember what the name of the shop was, but his name was Sevache. He, like, had a weird item
Where did he
store.
tell you that the book is?
Some tower. It was Kerfunzel's tower, I think.
Yes,
Do you know anything about that?
Yes, it's outside the trade district, past the airship fields. Why would Kerfunzel have it? But then again, I don't know a lot about Kerfunzel. This is verifiable with you?
I mean, my first-hand information that this guy's dad had the book. She had it, wouldn't give it back, and now he's pissed. So, like, I tricked him into saying that, like, we could go get it, and he gave me all that information.
So your father would hide the book in a city where other people could get it. That just doesn't seem right.
My dad's stupid.
I just wonder if we're being watched even in here. I can't let my paranoia consume me. Okay, well, maybe we should regroup back at home and share this information and come up with a plan.
I mean, if you're afraid that we're, like, being watched or that somebody might know that something shady is going on, why don't we just like throw them off the trail, right? And she's gonna reach in her pocket and grab her little like rock stone thing. She's like, why don't we just act like everything's fine? I mean, I don't know who gets this, if anyone, but it's not gonna hurt anything, right?
Does that go directly to your father?
I think it might. I mean, he gave it to me. That's the only form of communication I've gotten from him, and he couldn't even give it to me himself. Just wants to spy, I guess.
I mean, so if you were to maybe tell him or show him where we're going, maybe if we are close, he'll have a reaction and want to get in contact with you. And that's what you want after all, to get in contact with him, right? Or for him to contact you.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice.
This could work. Okay. Well, let's do it.
Well, can you change into, like, anything else, or do you just have, like, those two looks?
He's going to undo his disguise and go into full Vafiel. I think this is who your father needs to see.
Okay. I like it. It's definitely going to get under his skin after all of
Exactly.
that stuff I found out about Rizaline.
There's also a chance he could tell your mother.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, I'm going to kill her the first chance I get.
Wow, that's already how you feel? You just learned about this yesterday.
I've wanted to kill my mother ever since I was a little kid. I can't remember
Why?
having thoughts and not wanting to kill her.
Why?
I think that you should know why above all else. I mean, you knew all of this shit that was going on in the background, and I just knew that she was a bitch.
Eloquent choice of words, princess. I agree. I'm sorry. I understand. Well, let's get going. I want to meet back soon to see what Julius has found.
I mean, wouldn't her death service us both at the end of the day?
He walks out the door, just kind of nods at you. As you kind of walk out of the door, flying over Seer, you see Vafiel leave the door, and behind him walks out Princess Mizu.
Mizu, as Seer is seeing this, Mizu's gonna grab Vafiel like by the arm and kind of like interlink her arm with him, and she's gonna start like marching in the direction of where he said like the tower was in the trade district.
All right, you start walking north towards it. What are you doing, Seer?
Eagle Seer rolls her eyes, but she's following them. Like, once she spots them, she's kind of just like following them from the air.
As you're following them and watching them, they're getting around the corner through the housing district. They're walking, 8 or 9 blocks and getting into a more wooded area part of the city, but the streets still go into there. And there is a small stream, maybe man-made in this small area, very fancy, with a little bridge over it, and then this big tower. Immediately from the window, you see long flowing hair coming out of it that is glowing this beautiful yellow color. And the trees are beautiful. So as you walk up to the front, he says, that's Kerfunzel. I haven't been yet, but I hear she's one of the main healers here in the city.
Perfect. It'll work. And Mizu's gonna like kind of quickly turn him like with her arm to face like with their backs to the tower and pull out the little stone, and she's gonna go record. Hey everybody back at home who's watching, I miss you guys so much. I can't wait to see you all soon. Oh, I'm here with my new bestie Vafi. We're just checking out this cool tower, doing a little bit of sightseeing in Wending City. A lot of cool culture here I can't wait to bring back and share with you guys. Mwah! See you soon. Stop recording. And she's gonna take it and put it back in her pocket. You think that's gonna bother him?
I definitely think that's going to evoke a reaction if this is the right place.
Cool. And she's gonna immediately like let go of his arm and turn around and be like, so back to the Boggins, I guess.
You don't wish to go inside?
I mean, not right now. I'm definitely not going in the light of day if I'm gonna like steal some shit. I've been really nice so far, and I want to like make sure that if I'm gonna steal this, that like we are getting out of here. And I know that we just got here, so the likelihood of us immediately leaving, not that great.
Persuasion check.
It's a 23.
Very well. It's best that we meet up with everyone. We can come up with a strategy. You are very persuasive, princess.
Oh, we won't be coming up with a strategy with everybody else. This is between me and you. The sisters aren't gonna know anything about the tower, or that the book may or may not be here.
I hear you loud and clear. After you.
She's gonna smile and tilt her head to the side and start to head back with him towards the Boggin's house.
See her flying above, just kind of floating in the air. You see them turn and hightail it the other way.
Yeah, Sierra is curious about what this tower is. It looks kind of fancy, and she doesn't know why Mizu's interested in it, but she will, take a cursory glance around it. And if these windows are real, she'll fly up to them and look inside. But she is curious, so she will go be nosy.
As you fly up, you see inside is this beautiful Aasimar with long white wings, with a long flowing gold nightgown, with hair that's tangled up into the different beams inside the tower and then out the window. And she's just, ah. And behind her is this witch that's just stroking her hair. But as she's stroking it, her body is turning younger and younger until she has this long blonde hair that's about to her shoulders. And you hear her say out the window, I love you. I love you too, mother. Ah, as you go past the window.
That was freaky. Okay. Don't know how to process that one. It's oh, okay. These families are weird here. She will head back towards the Boggins.
Meanwhile, in the Newson Farms, you've got 2 more rolls. So go ahead, Celia.
Alright, so I got a 16 for my acrobatics and a 28 on my athletics.
Ooh,
the first one.
That's perfect. Mira comes running up. Ha! Do you have enough rope?
I mean, between the both of us, we had 100 foot of rope.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, yeah, you tie up that 3rd one, roll for the 4th one. 3rd one was perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the help on this acrobatics. I can do a little jump. I'll give you a little pep or something to get over them.
Okay, so my first one, that would give me advantage, right? Or okay, first one would be a 13, and then 12.
Okay, so you're able to avoid the vegetables just barely, but you're distracted so much that this one actually started running. So as you go to get it, you completely miss, and it's just hightailing it across the other field.
Right there, I'm standing back there, and I'm ready to grab it since it ran past Celia.
Athletics.
That is a 24.
Oh yeah, you tackle it right against the post, boom, and get it across, and it is this is another carrot, so you get it against there. And now I'll make you roll and tie it up because you've got it held.
This is nothing. Well, that's a 12 to tie it.
You get it tied enough where it's not coming out, but it's loose. You have to hold it. You can't let go, and it's stable.
Okay.
Can I run up and try to help secure it?
Yeah, you run up pretty easily, help tighten it.
About that time, here he comes again. Well, my goodness gracious, you look like you got a bunch of them there. I told you, exponential, they're coming.
Yeah.
Is this more than normal?
Yeah, this is a lot. I hadn't had this many, and oh my golly, green giant, look what you done did to my cabbage.
Well, we didn't see when they were jumping up out of the ground. They were coincidentally the ones that were also trampling your luscious garden.
Well, hold on now. Now these things have a lot of reverence for its own kind. So I just don't find that a believable tale at all. You trying to wiggle my big toe?
No,
we were lying. Oh.
What?
We were not lying.
We weren't not lying. Have you
right,
seen how disrespectful these vegetables are?
Go ahead and roll persuasion with disadvantage because Celia is actively working against you.
And I'm not persuasive, ho. Okay, so the first one was a 17. Let's see what the second one is. A 9. So a 9.
Well, the offer still stands, and I appreciate it. But let's see, that's supposed to be 5, 10, 15, 20. But you darn did ruin the whole family's evening with that vegetable no soup for them. So I'm gonna cut you dry at 11.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds fair, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
that's fair.
All right, here, take your gold, and please come by anytime you need. The offer extends
Oh,
indefinitely.
do you have anything we can put all these vegetables in to take with us?
Well, yeah, I pretty much get what I need from the Enix Castle. I could just say one of the steer done it, slap back to one of them carts. You give me one of them. I'll give you one of them carts if you just give me, I don't know, say 5 gold.
Deal.
I'll give you 20.
Oh,
Well, damn.
it really is no object for you, huh?
All right. Well, hey, I didn't get y'all's name.
Oh, I'm Mira. Mira Rage.
Yeah, I'm Celia, like the C, but with Leah at the end.
Oh, nice. Celia
Yeah.
and Mira. Are you Celia Rage too?
No.
But you don't want to piss her off.
Yeah. Honestly, things have gotten a little bit complicated, and I don't know what my last name is.
I tell you what, sometimes I get to drink and I don't even know what my own name is. It's like I don't
Oh,
know
you're
it in their face.
If you're into drinking, maybe we should get together sometime, share a couple of drinks somewhere.
Yeah, is there a tavern around?
Well, hell yeah, there is. Late tonight, I'm going to get down at the Dirty Crawler. Y'all want to join me for a drink? On me.
The Dirty Crawler?
Oh, yeah. Once you get down in there and you got that drink, your body starts
Do they
crawling.
have good music?
Oh,
I like
Okay,
to
that sounds.
dance. I
We're
haven't really danced
gonna
with
be
legs,
there.
though.
oh, you better get in there. It's a hopping place.
Sounds
Ooh.
good.
All right, well, it's getting hot out here. I got more work to do before I pass out and eat the peanut butter. So I'll see y'all later.
Have a good one, sir.
He's
Thank
gonna
you.
turn and start finishing up his work.
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna take this cart too. Cart all these veggies.
Literally everyone here is so nice. This is amazing.
Right? I'm not used to this shit. I usually would have to punch someone to get a cart.
Yeah, I thought that like people would see us and maybe be a little bit put off, but we've been having a good experience.
Right? We just been beating a lot of vegetables, chilling with this kid, and
Yeah, a little bit of violence,
getting
little
a
bit
whole lot of
friendship.
things. Yeah.
This has been great.
You
I
walk
look at
over.
the kid.
Oh, sorry. No, keep going.
I said I look at the kid and I'm like, "Have you been having a good time?"
Cassie leans up and she's got orange juice carrot juice all over her face. Yeah.
Are you eating
you-
that
Hey,
food folk?
did you-
Huh?
Did you eat that food folk?
There's like a knot on one of those like sides. I guess in like
That you-
human,
that you nibbled
it'd be like
on?
a tumor. I guess for humans. So I thought I was like doing him a
Okay.
favor.
We are gonna tell your mother about this when we get home. I don't know if you'll be in
Go
trouble.
ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hang on. One question. How did it taste?
Like a really, really good carrot. And I think my mom will understand. I definitely think my brother Aiden will understand.
Why?
Did it?
Like food folk?
Wait, but these are like zombies.
They're not.
You don't-
They're
why
just
would you eat a
crazy.
Why
zombie
the
though?
fuck would she do that, bro?
She was
Weird.
hungry. Who
This
am
is
I
how you
even
get the
talking
bloating
to?
plague.
What the fuck wrong with these kids? I just ate this dude. I got bored.
She literally said before she left she didn't want anything to come out of her mouth, and then fucking voluntarily puts a zombie in it. Like,
In it? Like what? Thank you.
Look,
Okay,
guys,
we're
I'm
gonna
I'm
tell
not
your
turning
mom,
into
but-
a zombie. Okay, it's literally just a carrot.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. We'll discuss this when we're around your mother. Cause
Okay, I guess
don't trust
after we go to
myself.
the castle, we'll go tell mom.
No castle.
to-
You just ate a zombie.
Celia, can we go to the castle?
It is a fair point. I don't know if you're gonna eat the castle, bud.
Exactly.
I'm
Celia's
not.
Right.
I'm full.
I bet you are full of shit. Now let's get back to your house.
Hey.
You can't say that. That's a
Okay.
bad word. Okay.
That is a bad word.
It's not.
Okay, so for the rest of the walk back to your place, she's not talking to you, Mira, and she's only every now and then turning back to Celia to ask a question. Celia,
I'm purposely answering instead of Celia, so we're
Celia.
clear.
is Mira always like this?
Yes.
It's just a carrot.
like that.
You
Very
just-
nice.
The cart has no animals on it, so it's like literally just you two each with like the prongs coming out, just walking with this cart with wiggling
punching them every so often, knock them back out.
You all come back to the front of the Boggin's house, right as Vafiel and Mizu walk up, and far off we see floating in the air Seer. Oh,
Celia's gonna walk up and say, "Where's your dungeon? We have we got some guys for you, for us. You have a dungeon."
I don't believe the Boggins have a dungeon. We could take it out back. Are those from the farm?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's go through this alleyway. I'll tell Elena. He's gonna go through the front door.
I look over at Celia and I'm like, why are they making this weird?
Yeah, it's like, do you think it's because I said the dungeon thing? Because that's pretty normal.
I thought dungeons were normal too, and then he made me feel weird for wanting a dungeon. You know?
I agree with you.
But then he
now
also made it seem more weird because it's like, oh, let's go to the backyard. That's a little.
It's funny because he is from the ocean, right? And
Right?
I felt so welcome from everybody not from the ocean, and then he's the one to sour my mood today.
Thank you.
Elena comes
Thanks.
walks right up to you guys talking. Guys, why do you have food folk tied up in a cart? And
We
where were
needed
you?
them for research. We had to do research, Elena, and we
alright.
have the child.
And Cassia says, and Mira was mean to me the whole time. And she's
I
like,
was only mean to him because he ate one of these food folk.
what? Take this out back. Let's get it out of the street, okay? You guys shouldn't even be outside without one of us.
Fine,
Where we
fine,
at?
fine. Yeah, we had a tour guide.
Cassie goes, you said I could. And she's like, I know I said I could. Just go to the back. She's going to shuffle everyone through the alleyway.
I'm taking the bodies with us, I guess.
Yeah, the cart like barely fits in it. She goes back inside. As you go through the alleyway, you get to the back where they've kind of got like a shed kind of thing built on the back of the house, right before it gets into the next part of the street that's very busy with artisan activity. And she opens like this big double doors where you can fit the cart in, but the doors don't shut all the way. They like hit the prongs of the cart. And she's like, "That'll do for now." So what are you doing with the food folk?
I don't know.
You have to let them go
I don't
some
really
way.
know either. Seer needed them.
You do know that kidnapping is a crime here. You
It's
literally.
not hidden. Hang on. Before you get a little overwhelmed, just know these are crazy food folk. They were
We were
about to
paid-
jump into the ocean, kill
We were
themselves.
paid to do it.
Yeah, so, and we also were paid to catch them by little Mr. Farmer.
He gave us
So-
permission too, so it's
He
not so much
did.
kidnapping. It's like an exchange happened.
We unfortunately destroyed cabbage in the process, unfeeding a family, so he didn't pay us
Just
as
one,
much.
just one
Just
for one
family.
night.
That's,
She
yeah.
leans in and looks and see them rabid and kind of looks into their eyes. Oh, my
Oh, I
gosh.
wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And she pulls out some rope from the side. Well, let's just tie these doors closed together at least. Do you think they'll get
Oh, shit.
loose?
How much rope do you have? We could tie them double.
We could
and
tie them
then
up more.
Tie the doors.
I
Yeah.
got 400 feet of rope.
Oh my god, let's tie them all together.
Okay, I'll let you handle that. I will be right back. I'm gonna go inside.
Okay, I'm just like braiding all these food folk together at this point with 400 feet of rope.
All right. What are you doing, Seer?
Seer lands outside in the backyard and then kind of turns back into herself and enters this space, kind of like walking in on them, like being really weird with these bodies. She's like, so it went well. So you've wrangled up a couple of these food folk. That's good.
Yeah, we got 5.
I feel like Mizu walks up to this point and goes, "What the fuck is that?"
This one's a carrot. That's a cabbage. Is this a bean? I've never
Yeah.
seen one.
Yeah, I
like this.
can
Whoa.
see that it's a fucking carrot, but why the hell is it doing that?
Is that one missing a chunk out of its back? Did someone bite
Oh,
that carrot?
Yeah.
The kid ate it. The kid ate that. It was like a boil, and he really wanted to eat it. Or she.
know why.
I don't know the gender of that child. I'm not gonna gender it.
She's weird. And that's weird. Okay, that was a lot to unpack, and I don't think I'm ready to handle that. Continue tying up your food folk. Wow. Okay. Ate the boil off the back of the carrot. All right.
Yeah,
She said it was tasty. Like I can
Yeah.
understand.
she did.
I want
say
less
it tasted
information.
good.
Less information, please. Oh.
I mean, I was curious if it would have a rotten taste.
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
pretty fresh. They just don't seem kind of right in the mind. Maybe it's something about being born from the Fae soil, but not like in the Fae. Like maybe they're missing something,
Yeah.
and that's why they're just going buck wild. Because I got in their brains, and they're just kind of like a one-track mind. But that's like not how they're supposed to work, from what I've heard.
Oh, what's on their one-track mind exactly?
They're just like repeating the stuff that we know about the ocean, like vinegar, sugar, salt, that kind of thing. And then
maybe-
like, die. It's real dramatic.
Maybe there's a way we could get one of them coherent enough in like a stable state. How do we stabilize like a rabid food folk?
Just heal it, right?
That's what I would
Yeah,
think.
yeah, magic. Yeah, but okay. And then what? Stabilize it to do what?
Tell us what the hell was just going on and why it's jumping in the ocean?
Yeah, they don't seem to be. I know that there's some sentience in there, but they don't seem to be of the right state of mind. They seem to be kind of just like all over the place, and well, they kind of seem to be really stuck on one thing. So we can try, but I don't know if we can like really talk to them.
Well, dang it!
At least, like, not
we thought these over because we thought you would have an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
think
we
it'd be
don't-
cool to like see where they're going. Like if we like get a bunch of them and like they're jumping into the water, we can like wrangle them up and then put them in the water and then like file them like they'd be the propeller to our boat.
Oh. So we should get a lot more, is what you're saying. An army of food folk.
Oh, just an idea. I mean, if you want to see where they're going, then yes. But I'm also still curious to know why they're doing this, because it's not just here; it's everywhere. So they're just jumping in the sea all over the place. Are they all going to the same place? I thought maybe they were just getting in the water, but like they seem to be like going somewhere.
I mean, the farmer said this had only been going on for a couple weeks after all that chaos ensued.
Yeah, and I heard information about Supplin having this happen also within the last couple weeks of food folk running towards the sea. So whatever it is definitely new. Something happened on land in these last couple weeks, but we wouldn't. Who would know
You think
that?
it's some weird kind of madness that's just like taken over them?
I'm gonna try to get the Boggins to add to look into anything that has happened in like the last like anything that like major events that happened like 2 weeks ago.
Well, as you
That'll be on
walk
link,
in,
so.
they're all kind of circled around the table because he has just now returned from the public
Okay.
records information. He has information. So if you walk in and you want to tell him that, he'll be like, okay, I can go back and ask for this information.
Perfect. And also, what'd you learn?
Whew. Are you ready for this? Okay.
I hope so.
All right, so you asked me about the residency of food folk and silverware. So public records from last year, 96% of residents of food folk are grown in silverware. And 65% of the remaining 4%, are from the other side as part of the silverware food and preservation trade. Which means the food folk trade food inside the Fae for preservatives, which keep their citizens alive longer. Otherwise, food folk, decay at the normal food rate. A strawberry wouldn't last a week. Can you imagine that harsh life? So that's that. Not the craziest thing. Craziest thing is this. In the year 491 AGW, so, almost 30 years ago, something around there, the head of the Wemding Trade Commission, Gilbert Rupert, was murdered by his secretary, Timothy Blanche, who was later, after an investigation, found to be charmed. That's the murder I was looking up from my childhood, so I didn't know their names, but he was the head of the Wemding Trade Commission, and his secretary, Timothy Blanche. It gets crazy. Gilbert Rupert, the head of that trade commission, was following through on an order by Olivine to begin trade with Van Greech for the first time in 491. And this included exclusively, per Olivine's request, once again, refined transformation magic canisters, and it was titled The Brining Act.
Why did they call it that?
I knew this place was fucking evil.
So it also says here, Olivine began an elite force of the Wemding protectors to seek out who charmed the secretary to kill the commission leader that was following his orders. and his suspicions were outspoken protesters of the Brine Act, with their main leader, Fjord Ogsworth, who's the founder of the Starlight Theater. So it sounds like people were rebelling against this because they didn't like this order. And Olivine believed one of them charmed the secretary into killing the guy who was doing the order, and then Olivine was going after them. I had no idea any of this happened.
Well, do you know what happened to... Did they ever find the person? Like, did anything
There
happen
were
to
no
the people
more
who were
records.
rebelling?
That is the end of the records on that specific incident. That's literally it.
Can you get us more information on the Brine Act?
Yeah, of course. More information on the Brine Act. And then here's the last thing I got. This one seems like it was related. The Nutritional Redispersal Act of 523 AGW. This literally passed 27 days ago. And it was passed by the head of the Wimding Trade Commission, Pierre Restamont. So I guess the new commissioner. In this act, Silverware and Wimding City will combine transportation services to move large quantities of fresh food to Sumplin and the islands of the Silver Seas. Wimding City takes 100% of the profits. So Silverware doesn't even get any money.
Oh, because they're having that farmer, they're bringing soil in for that farmer to create food folk. But the food folk they're creating are those crazy ones that are in the shed.
But they're also bringing fresh food to Sumplin. So are they bringing crazy ones to Sumplin?
Sumplin lacks supplies, and that's a big reason that they needed Azerian aid. It's because they couldn't take care of themselves, and they were getting bullied by Van Greech. But if Van Greech is now working with them and also giving them supplies because someone else is uniting them all, that could be a good reason. But Sumplin is just kind of easy to bully because they don't have much to go off of. Olivine kind of pushed them into a corner, which is why they turn to us. And so now I'm sure they're looking for a way to not die. They don't get much out of our deals, so I'm sure anything will be better trade than that.
Okay. I'll ask for more information on the Brining Act. And then what was the thing you wanted to know when you were coming in the door? Seer?
You know,
I forgot.
this new information superseded that, so it's all good.
Do you know what these like transmutation canisters are or look like? Does it have anything to do with the floating power things all over the place?
Well, I mean, honestly, yes, I know that we trade magic in canisters, and I know we trade with Van Greech. We supply Van Greech with a lot of their power within their plants and stuff, but I didn't know it was... I thought it had been going on longer than that. It's not unusual for us to trade magic canisters. I see, carts leaving every now and then. That's how we make a lot of our capital in the city, I believe.
But it's interesting that...
What's interesting is it's called the Brining Act.
Yeah, what they're doing to the sea. That transformation magic, and it was kind of a conspiracy I was kind of dabbling it with. Van Greech and Wimding getting in cahoots, or at least the products of Van Greech and Wimding being used to hurt the sea. And that transformation refinery plant you have right near the water just seems was a little suspicious to begin with, and now hearing about this Brining Act, that kind of seems even more suspicious because Van Greech don't really like us.
True, but I understand the people of Wimding do not care for the ocean dwellers. It's just what we've been told. However, we have a lot of fishers and trade on our docks. It would hurt us to brine the ocean. It would hurt us a lot. So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it hurts you, but it kill us. And maybe they have a way to reverse it, or maybe they're just down to take the loss. Maybe that's why they're pushing in more soil from other places, because they're trying to get ready for that, because they need to because they need to undo what the Scar has done to the land, so they need to revitalize it. Maybe they're just looking for ways to do that. Maybe the transformation magic is meant to help with that in some way as well. It's used to reform lands in general, not just the sea. I don't know. It seems like one of those Olivine plans that have been working around for a long time.
Well, this already seems like a dangerous topic to be digging in the public records. I'll use discretion next time.
Absolutely stay safe. What do you know about that? I found this tower and it had this. It was kind of hairy and it was glowing, and there was like a witch inside of it, and then it was like a younger girl, and they had a really weird relationship that I couldn't really get my.
Oh, Carfunzels. Yeah, it's one of the prominent healers in Wimding. She does amazing work.
Which one is that? Is that the girl with the hair or the weird one who like
The young Asimar. Oh no, you're speaking of her mother. Poor soul.
Oh, the mother's a poor soul. Explain that to me. What's that relationship like?
Oh, the mother has unfortunately tried to take her life many times and has run out many a nights into the deserts. We've had to track her down many a times with Carfunzel's help. Carfunzel keeps her in that tower, keeping her distracted with youth from her hair as part of her ability. She just can't let her mother go, ever since her father died.
Who's her father?
I don't remember his name. It was a while back, but I can get information on that if that's public records.
No, I'm just curious. I'm just being nosy. Just didn't know if he was like some sort of famous person. That's interesting because it looked like her mom was being weird, but it sounds like the daughter's using her hair to like give her mom a better addiction so she don't run away, which I guess is also kind of cute.
I think
it sounds like elder abuse.
I believe her mother's memory is also starting to fade, so that could also. She probably doesn't feel safe with her mother living on her own.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Fair.
You think a healer of her caliber could fix that, but you know, everyone's got their own thing. She said maybe useful. I'm trying to think of a way to fix the issue with the sea that we mentioned. Magical purposes seems interesting. Her, or perhaps if the refinery is not being used for evil to contaminate the sea, maybe it could be used for good to like filter out the contamination in the sea. So just trying to keep all options open.
Vafiel has just kind of leaned forward with his fingers up, and he looks like he's trying to catch his thought.
Catch it.
I can't remember his name. She, her wings are they're white and they're kind of jagged at the edges. Julia says yes. I might be mistaken. She's much older than she looks. And she goes, oh yes, much younger. I mean, she looks probably in her early 20s as in human years, but she's way older than that. He says, I could be wrong, Princess says, but I believe that might be the same young Asimar woman with glowing healing hair that aided the Azirian kingdom in the war against the merfolk of Eudothia.
Wow.
Which would directly tie your father to her.
And her being here.
I had no idea she used to live on I think she used to live on the Severed Scurry, an island within the ocean.
Good to know.
Maybe if she knows Papa, we can pop by and say hi.
Right? Or she might be able to help with this whole like food thing that we're going through with the brine shit.
I'm just happy to know that someone here is not loyal to Olivine because that was really stressing me out, but it's good that she's smart.
Yes, well, also, I believe Mizu Miu
that was out loud.
had an idea about how to move forward about our literary dilemma. Mizu?
Mizu?
What do you mean, our
Mizu?
literary dilemma?
Well, we were actually at Carfunzel's tower today. We didn't go in. We wanted to tell you all about it, but Mizu heard from a credible source that she deems credible within the Arcane District that the Death Book was in possession.
Jesus fucking Christ, Vafiel! Did I not tell you earlier to not tell my sisters?
I have been quiet enough. I am so tired of this tall troll who thinks he knows every single thing. What's your mother's problem? She kills, so what? I say we kill him, Mizu. Listen to him blabbing away.
Mizu definitely ignores him.
What are you saying, Mizu, princess?
Mizu definitely ignores him.
Always keeping the secrets there, Mizu. That's not a good look on you. But what was his plan now that the cat's out of the bag?
There isn't a fucking plan. The plan is that I got from a credible source that the book might be in that tower. So I made a video with Vafiel and sent it to Dad in front of the tower. Because obviously if the book is there, then he put it there.
And you let him know that you were here for it without getting it right then?
I mean, I don't know for a fact that it's in there. I just heard from a shopkeep that it might be in there. But I know if I get a rise out of him, that I'm on the right track.
Well, if Thryne knows this person, then it's starting to become a little bit more credible, right?
I mean, if anything, he definitely knows Vafiel, and that'll piss him off.
Well, yeah, that. Because he's your daddy and everything, Celia.
May I make a proposal?
Well,
Sure. We're open to all suggestions.
There's a teleportation circle at the airstrip here. And I believe, if you go to the public records and ask the right question, tell me if I'm wrong, Julius, we can get the sigil sequence. Why doesn't he just come here and verify it for ourselves? So, let's say he brings a magic caster, he brings a barbarian, he brings someone to attack us. You're the princesses, you can defeat them. Then you'll know that he's not on your side.
Our father, bringing Dad teleporting in with like an army and fighting us. Is that what you're talking about?
You can't fit that many on a teleportation circle, at least this one within Wimding. At max, he could bring 10 people, but we don't know if we can trust him.
Yeah, I don't think that, I mean, he's not the brightest, but I don't think, at least to my knowledge, that Daddy has the ability to teleport or knows of people with that power. He's really into using his currents to travel around. Which is why that's how he sent us here. Like, I feel like he would have just teleported us to land if he could just do that. But I mean, he could have an ace in the hole I don't know about. But perhaps you're just taking him a while to get here.
Just an option, I want to find that book just like you all do.
Why?
Because I don't want their mother to have it.
Why?
Because I don't want the princesses to die. I don't want to die.
You're doing a really good Cassia impression.
Hang on with Cassia a little bit.
Cassius
going for that.
sitting on the chair eating ice cream just gives a thumbs up.
Fuck yeah.
Because I don't know what Queen of Rising has planned, but what she's already gone through to get to it, I just don't trust her.
That's deep.
He was on the bunt end of one of her plans, and like if you're not on the sharp end, it's gonna kind of suck for you. So I can definitely see why he's jaded. It makes sense. Should definitely be scared of her. She's wild. But also I am confused because why wouldn't Daddy just teleport here? And if she knows, but Daddy knows, why wouldn't she just teleport here? Why are they trying to find the book if they know the book is here? Unless they don't know the book is here.
Unless your father is a good liar at one specific thing.
I mean, anything's possible. I mean, I look over at Celia. I can't take anything for granted these days. He could be a really good liar. But, I don't like to give him that much credit. But he could be.
I think he told me about the book before, so I don't think that he's necessarily good about lying about the book.
Maybe he's just really good at playing dumb. He always just like tells things. Like his whole thing is like, "Oops, I spilled the secret." So then we expect him to always spill the secrets. So then when he doesn't spill the secret, no one questions it because it's secret.
Easy to act how you are. Yeah.
If he learned anything from Mom, it'd be that. Damn, a good one. Interesting.
Elena says, "Well, I'm glad we learned that much because I'm really not finding anything. Any traces within my logs. I mean, nothing. It's like this death book never existed."
That's probably
It's
good.
kind of their whole thing. They don't want anyone to know about it. Definitely not in public records.
And this is a city where magic items are cataloged excessively because they're traded for their magic. They're essentially melted away. Nothing.
Now, if you lived in a city that had magic items and there were let's say a group of magic items that were really, 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 really dangerous, and you didn't want people to get their hands on, like so dangerous that you like just happen to erase them from public record. Because just like Daddy, we assume everything is out there because everyone's given us this like, well, I'm gonna be forward with everything, so it's easy to hide stuff. Do you think that maybe there's someone or a group of people who are like in charge of like dealing with dangerous magic items, who are like, you know, a extra secret place they hide them, or like a
Elena says, if an item is really that dangerous, and I'm positive Olivine would know about it, so to make sure that didn't happen, if you're trying to hide it, I would take it out of the city as far away as I could, and ideally not to another city. I would take it where no one goes, if I was trying to hide it.
Well, maybe they don't need to hide it from. You mentioned Olivine. Maybe they don't need to hide it from Olivine because they mentioned he had the Winding Protectors unit looking like he had a specialized team doing stuff. So it seems like maybe he wanted those items. Like if Olivine built a city that made magic items as a place to like siphon off all the good ones because people, you know, wouldn't know about them, so they would go to him.
Then it could be anywhere. Within the castle, maybe. But now we're getting into conspiracies about the kingdom.
I do love conspiracies. There was someone who was the head of Winding trade. Are there other like heads of different faculties of Winding?
The monarchy has a cabinet. Yes.
Is anyone particularly in charge of magic items or the refinery or anything like that?
I think it would all funnel into the trade commissioner.
It's a lot of power.
I mean, I'm sure he has people under him if the kingdom. Not really sure how that works.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, what do you know about this trade commissioner? Since the last one was murdered, it would make sense to like have another guy under him to step up.
I know he is always with King Enix. They go doing a lot of outreach in the city, and I mean, they're so kind. I see them from afar. I haven't really talked to them, but I'm sure if you walked up and talked to them, there would be no issue.
And is the king always as close with all his cabinet members, or does it just seem to be head of trade?
I mainly see him with the trade commissioner.
Kind of look around at my friends. You know, if I were gonna plant someone close to the leader, it sounds like it'd be that person.
Right? That's exactly what I was thinking.
Between relationship and circumstance, they seem kind of suspicious.
Maybe that's who we find?
Julia says, I'm going back that direction anyways to get more information.
Okay,
Maybe.
so definitely between him and that weird tower options.
Cassia leans up on the couch. I want to go to the castle. We should definitely go to the castle.
Should we take Cassia? She's been talking about it all day.
Yeah, she really wants to go to that
Yes,
castle.
well, unfortunately, after we had a very big lunch, Cassia chose to bite off part of a living being. It was a carrot!
A living carrot.
Yeah, but you guys even said it was a zombie or whatever, brainwashed or something. Please.
We clarified that. We did clarify the type of zombie that was being used there. So you did just bite a dude, even if he was a little crazy.
It's a little weird.
You stay home. We're gonna go to the castle. And she's going to storm up the stairs and just lean in right before she gets upstairs and goes, I'm staying in Celia's room, not Mira's room.
That's perfect.
Yo.
Thank you.
Darn it. We have lost again.
Right?
I'm gonna walk up to Elena real quick, and I'm gonna give Elena 4 gold. I'm gonna be like, Cassie was actually super helpful today, and I said that I would split some money with her because we were catching these vegetables. So I already gave her 1, and I know that she's a kid, so I don't want her to just blow it. So I'm gonna give you these 4 for later.
Thank you, Princess Celia.
Thank you.
Shall we all go? I want to catch it before it gets into the evening.
Of course.
All right, as you're making your way down the street, you're with Julius. He's going to tell you that you're kind of where he plans to go. Very nice gentleman at the front of the castle. And about that time, Cassia says, I wouldn't go that way. I would go over on the side. And everyone turns. Julia says, Cassia, what did I tell you? And she just starts tossing gold coins in her hand. Mom said I could go because I've been really good. And he goes, all right, Mom says. And she joins in. He puts her hand around her.
Oh. Did you murder your mother?
She looks at you. Yes! And with that, we're going to pause for the night. We'll come back for episode 35.
Oh, wait.
Dramatic little demon.
Right, always.
Oh, Cassia. All right, thank you guys for playing. We'll come back next time and go to the castle.
All right.
Bye.
All we're gonna deal with.
Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe. It's super easy. Watch me. I'll do it. Click.
Do it. Hit it.
Ooh,
click,
done.
click.
Bye.